So hello and welcome guys to another video for Hedge Knight Wargaming. We're in the front room today, all Christmassy for you. What we've got today is a MDF paint rack which I've picked up recently. I thought I'd post it up because I've not seen one that's similar yet, and I thought it would be quite a good thing for people to look into if they were keen on kind of making their paint areas a little bit more accessible, a little bit more tidy. And again, they're quite handy to have just if you've got lots of paints like myself that are just cluttered and you're forever looking for one particular wash or one particular paint. It will make life that little bit much more easier, and hopefully your paint station's a little bit more productive. So what we have is two MDF Citadel paint racks, which are made by a company called infinityengine.co.uk, I think their website is. I stumbled across them randomly just looking for some paint station accessories and things, and thought I'd give them a go. What they are two MDF kits that come like so. They're quite self-explanatory. Obviously it's kind of your tongue and groove on the MDF itself. The relatively mild thickness there, so again they're not super bendy or flexible, which we would tend to get with some cheap kind of like racks and accessories essentially, but again they do the job. And what you then have are two separate parts which come individually processed like so, which would make the actual base to harbour the paint rack, the paint on itself, and then the shelf to kind of stop it from falling off, which would go in like so. You then have a single kind of anchoring piece which would go at the bottom or the top, and this would then house your paints. From a paint rack perspective for Citadel paints, as you can see, it keeps going. It's relatively fair in size. You have 66 paints that you could fill this with, and these are all Citadel based sizes. They do also have paint racks which are for Vallejo paints, so again the dropper bottles, and you'd probably get more in that rack essentially because of the less surface area, but go to their website and have a look. Again, there's various other companies that kind of sell these as well, but this is the one I've obviously purchased. I've glued these rack just so you could see, again just using standard PVA, and it went together very simply. It didn't take me no more than about 10 minutes. It does make your hands filthy because again it's kind of cheap MDF put through a laser cutter, I assume, so just bear that in mind if you're gonna do stuff in a nice clean area. I will show you how the paints go in this, because one of the queries I had with this there wasn't really any explanation for when I bought this, so I thought it might be helpful for others. It does say it houses Citadel paints, so essentially this is the universal Citadel paint size. Nowadays this is a pot of moot green. I think it's like 25 or 28 mil base. It goes into this relatively simple and it looks fine. You can see exactly what it harbours, and that makes life a little bit easier when you come to finding your different shades of green, for instance. But the things I had to question is because you also get other types of size bottles. So as you can see here with the contrast, you got warp lightning there. This is bigger in height, but the diameter is still the same at the base. And I wanted to know if that was going to actually fit in that without obviously falling out, which it does. The contrasts are fine. However, if your question was, oh, will it fit my washes? The washes are again the same width base. The height, however, is too big. It's double the height of a normal standard one, and again it would potentially fall out or cause chaos if you were to spill, so that's not so useful. Some of the older tubs essentially and containers, we've got Mithril silver there. Like I say, I've been in this for a very long time. I've accumulated so many paints, so many things that I don't even realise I've got. It will again house in there quite comfortably, but you'll have the issue of, okay, what paint's that? In which case paint on the top of the tub, just so you know what you're kind of looking for in a grand scheme of things. But as you can see, relatively good for what it does. I'm going to spray these all up black, so they're going to look quite nice and not too obtrusive on my painting table. And the best thing about these are the price. So these two from this company that I bought them from only cost £20. So £10 a rack, which again you can't complain about. It's very cheap for what it is, and again it will do a job and hopefully make my life easier when it comes to housing paints and allowing us to kind of be a bit more productive nowadays. But hopefully you enjoyed that. Go and have a look, guys. There's lots of other options out there. I know there's a big company that in Poland that does a lot of workplace accessories and kind of painting stations and stuff like that, with little trays and compartments and things, which are each to their own. I think they are quite expensive for what they are, but again, if it's just solely a paint rack, you can't go wrong for a tenner. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully everyone has a lovely Christmas. All the best now. Bye bye now.